You have 12 chances every year to release music, and sticking to that frequency is important.
You don't have original stuff that you're doing that nobody else can do. You know, by the time you play, everyone played already everything and outplayed you.
This is the hustle. This is when you know you're not satisfied. This is when you know you still have much more work to do. What up, everybody? Welcome back, Brodie Nero TV, another podcast. We're here, another exclusive. Let's have some fun. I'm here with Dean Walker. What's up, my boy?
What's up, brother?
How you
Thank
feeling?
you for having me, man. I love Bali. I love this place, and of course, meeting you.
Yes.
Ready for this thing, man. Tonight we have a show going
Yep.
on, and
Second one?
second one, yeah, last minute show,
Yeah, we made it happen.
yeah.
Amazing.
The man of Bali.
Yeah. Amazing. So before we get started, everyone, do me a favor. You know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment on your favorite part in the video. Let me know what you think. And of course, I'll reply, engage, because your feedback helps a lot as far as making new content and doing the right thing for you guys. So thanks so much for the love in advance. Before we get started, man, I want to give some gifts. We got a nice,
Gifts.
cool sponsor here from Kenny Parker, which is an Australian-based brand that recently launched here in Bali.
No
so they
way.
do super cool attire.
Damn.
I'm rocking it right now myself, and I told them Dean Walker's coming through.
Damn, I might need to
And,
rock it tonight, man.
They had to bless up your boy. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, shit. Wait, I got sunglasses too?
Oh, those are mine. My bad.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I left them in the
Okay.
bag.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay,
for
no
sure.
problem.
All good. Yeah. So shout out Kenny Parker, man. Appreciate
Shout
you
out
guys.
Kenny Parker, man. Look at that.
Yeah.
Good quality share, by the way.
Yeah. Looking fresh.
Very nice.
Looking fresh.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. Thanks for being here. Cool. So, bro, let's jump right into this. I was checking out your bio on Beatport, and it seems in recent years you've had a fast, uprising DJ and producer career in the Afro House space. But there's one line in the Beatport bio I didn't expect, which touches on some ghostwriting stuff. And
Yeah.
after knowing you for the last few days and talking to you and connecting more, you have a big history in the music industry, which maybe people that are just starting to know about your Afro House career and DJing may not know all the history you have in the industry. So I wanted to open up the floor for you to tell us about your whole history being a ghostwriter, maybe some of the bigger names you worked with, what you were doing as a musician, all that kind of stuff.
Sure, man. You know, DJing came to my life later on, a few years ago. But realistically, I've been writing for people, helping with production. Some of these names, of course, because ghostwriting I cannot say, but
Okay, fair enough.
made some big records happen. And yeah, I mean, from playing guitar, drums, piano, bass, guitar, you know, all those things, I really wanted to take it into the music career of like production. I also sing. I don't really do it.
No way.
Yeah. I don't really do it right now. I do want to implement some vocals of mine in the near future. I already have a few recordings, and let's see. I mean, yeah. And then I came across Afro, became good friends with another DJ in the industry called Iran Hirsch.
Shout out Iran.
Shout out Iran Hirsch. He got me, you know, all loaded up with like you know, all the knowledge about the Afro industry, and I really liked the music that he did, and you know, other DJs that are friends of mine, Savage and She. Shout out Savage and She.
Wow, yes. Cool.
We became good friends, and then you know, we rocked 2 cool productions already that are out. I linked with another singer called Ida Ziz. We did 3 songs together already.
Yeah.
We already have 3 out. One of them with Savage and She, actually. And you know, I got more deeper into the Afro culture. Of course, black coffee. You know.
No doubt.
And I really liked it. So I started with Afro House, and you know, I moved up a little bit to Afro Tech. Sometimes I'm doing more melodic stuff, and you know, for me, music is it's evolving. It's like basically I never stay at the same place, of course the industry changes, the sound changes. So many times people ask like, hey, like let's release next year something because that's the next available, and I'm open to it, but like they want to work on the production right now, and I'm like, wait 1 second, because we don't know yet what the sound is going to be.
True.
Sound changes.
Yeah.
If you want to release next March, let's say, for example, like you don't know what the crowd will want,
Right. Right. Yeah, absolutely. So at this time, do you still do any ghostwriting in other genres, like in the hip hop or the pop space anymore?
No, not anymore, man. Not anymore. I wanted to, but like at this point, I find myself with situations like I don't even have time to myself.
Yeah.
I don't have time for myself, and I'm trying to find that time. So now I'm focused only on my project, on Dean Walker.
Amazing.
Branching out, we have so many collabs coming in. I'm actually behind on some productions at this point, and
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, it's like I said, it was interesting. That's why I was so curious to have a chat with you, because you have this loaded history of being a songwriter in like sort of like the more urban and the pop space, but then just in this short window of time, like you look at your catalog on Beatport, for example, which the oldest one on there is maybe just 2-3 years old maximum, right?
Yeah.
And in that short period of time, your career and your personal brand is just like rocket launched. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
can understand now why you might have left the previous ghostwriting stuff behind and really, really doubled down on your personal career now.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, we're in Bali, I was in Dubai before that. We're going back to Miami. Now we have Thailand. We have like so many different countries, and you have to have time for the shows. You have to have time for the production.
Yes, of course.
You have to have time for yourself and for family and friends also. I mean,
Yeah.
you cannot only focus on one thing. So at this point, I mean, I don't have any more time for ghost production or ghost writing, but yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I get it. Did your success in the industry initially, in the ghostwriting space and everything you were doing with there, did it play an important role in aiding your success that you're having now in your DJ and like producing for yourself career?
Yes, absolutely, because you have all these contacts in your phone now that I have, that I can hit up at any moment, and hey, let's do this, let's do that.
Right.
For example, I have a track coming up with Snoop Dogg.
Oh, you played it for me the other night.
Yeah,
Crazy.
in December.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg and Esther Anaya. Shout out Esther. We just released a track right now called Monaco a few days ago. Check it out. And yeah, like contacts are coming back around right now.
Great.
And now it's time for me to also ask for a little favor.
Sure.
Sometimes, or not even a favor. Sometimes it's just a vibe.
Yeah. Amazing, bro. In my mind, mentors are big. Have you had any throughout your journey? How many has it been, and what type of role have they played in your success to this day, let's say?
I have many friends in the industry that, good friends that gave me advice. Like I said before, like Eran Hirsch, for example. Like from day one, he gave me all his knowledge and everything I could take from him, that as a friend, which is like a big reason why I'm where I am right now. Also, Maurizio, my friend, DJ EDX, big DJ, big stages, main stages, Tomorrowland and stuff. So he was also part of the beginning of my career. He gave me a lot of advice about where to move, where not to move. And of course, some other producers that I worked with. You always have to have those people. It's not like mentors, it's more like friends, I would say. And then you have like those people that you want to be like, the level, the level of production, let's say. For example, when I started with Afro, someone like Medusa, for example, or like Camel Fat. Those are people I look up to as far as like production skills and level.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Those are the ones I would look up to.
Cool, cool.
So yeah, it feels to me like you always need to have like a role model, like someone that you look up to, as far as like not necessarily even the same type of music, but like production, skills, sounds. Sounds can be implemented in different genres.
Right,
You know,
right.
so even if I hear something in melodic techno, for example, that I like a lot, it doesn't mean that I cannot implement it into an Afro house track, for example. Um, for example, next month I'm releasing an EP that will include two songs, two tracks that make the girls dance.
Big
And
label. Shout out Hugel.
shout out you, Gail.
That's a great look.
Um,
Congrats.
yeah, thank you, man. And those two are like somewhere between melodic techno to Afro house. I think I played you like the first one, the iPapi one.
Yep, yep.
I actually played it in the club too. Both of them one after one.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, they're so compatible that if you don't know that these are two songs,
Yeah.
I play one and I play the next one, and it sounds like one.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Cool.
and they have a lot of melodic techno and melodic house elements. I feel as we need to evolve and go out of the box with the Afro, because I hear so many producers making the same exact pattern of sound,
Yeah, yeah.
and I feel as that's what makes us different, you know. That type of sound, the melodic techno Afro, like I haven't heard it before. I sent the first one to you, Gail. He was very hesitant about it. He doesn't even play that type of sound, really.
Right.
He dropped it in Ibiza the first time at Pacha, and I saw the video with the crowd, and right after we saw the crowd,
Went nuts.
yeah, I mean, like he was like right away, yeah.
Great.
So they have this thing with the management that he always tests out like new demos. He looks back to the management, and if he looks back, they know it's a demo, and they either do like a sign or like nobody does anything. But if they do that,
Yeah.
it's a sign.
That's a good sign in the
So
industry. I
yeah,
think.
so you see in the video that thing, and like yeah, I
Wow.
mean, like we know that it's the next thing right now.
Special moments, man. That's so cool. Just curious, going back to the whole transition from being more behind the scenes as a ghost producer and deciding that you want to come in or like, come into the industry full on as yourself and with your own brand. What caused that decision? What was that turning point in your life where you just tired of being behind the scenes and you thought it's time for me to like show who I am and what I'm really about and really define an identity for yourself in the industry, or what was that turning point?
It was a combination of things. First of all, I think that my personality is more like up in the front, not in the back necessarily. Also, at the same time, I was before I was actually doing it like as the face. I had a jewelry company, and I was making jewelry and custom jewelry and crazy watches for some of the big names in the industry.
Cool.
From rappers to artists to even Latin artists, anyone that you can think about. And it was cool. And at some point right there, like I kind of like got sick of it. I was like, okay, that's enough for me. And I started doing music, but I always wanted to be in the front, not in the back. So like I had to leave the jewelry company, for example, because like you cannot service an artist and be an artist. You need to be either the service one or the artist. And both of them are very good jobs that make a lot of money and a lot of success and also a lot of fame sometimes.
Right.
Also, one of the reasons why I was able to go up relatively fast is because of the Instagram page. Most of my followers are not from music.
Wow. Yeah, I wanted to ask about that
And
too.
now it's converting a little bit, but I mean, the same. In the beginning, it was like a decrease in followers because, hip hop is like jewelry is hip hop, jewelry is like Latin music. Now it's suddenly house music that I'm doing, and everything is changing.
Yeah.
So it was kind of hard in the beginning, the transition.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I want to talk more about that later on in a different section here. But coming back to the DJing stuff, so when I watched you play at Miss Fish the other night,
Yeah.
I have to admit I've never seen anyone so strategically and nicely switch through different genres. Like we had a conversation last night saying that if you went to someone and said, yeah, last night at the club I played like 4 or 5 different genres, like most people would be like, what? Like how? Like
You're crazy. What are you doing,
that
man?
doesn't work, right? But
Yeah.
the way you did it methodically and like came in with Afro, which is of course the traditional sound that Miss Fish is known for, but then you progressed, like the BPMs went higher, the music went a little bit higher. And much to my surprise, because we're used to mostly Afro in Miss Fish, the people were still going nuts until the very end of the night. And
Nobody
you were playing,
left.
yeah. And you were playing a way higher BPM that's usually played there. And genres like harder melodic techno and techno songs that usually doesn't get played in Miss Fish well, but it was received exceptionally well. So what gave you the confidence and I guess the technical know-how to create a journey like that?
Nothing, man, nothing. Like, there is not one thing that is giving me the confidence for that. All my friends, other DJs, other labels, I always get criticized for that. Like, oh man, you cannot play all these different genres. Like, then, like, what do they expect when they book you? Like, do they expect melodic techno or Afro? I'm like, they expect all of it.
Yeah, true.
It is what it is, like, I know no other DJ is doing that. And I think that, yes, in the beginning of the career, it's a little bit harder because like they don't know me and they don't know what to expect yet. But as I grow and as I travel the world more right now, and I play in more places and more promoters and more bookers and more clubs are talking about it, they understand that it's not a bad thing. I just don't believe in staying in one genre all night. I get bored. I don't know if it's a problem in me.
Yeah.
It's definitely a problem in me because nobody else does it like this. So it's definitely strange.
Yeah.
But I don't believe in playing one genre. I played 1 hour, and then my friend Stasi Sanlin came in, and
Shout out Stacy.
shout out Stacy, and yeah, I just suddenly told her, okay, I'm done with Afro. That's it. It's no more Afro.
Wow.
And I moved into like a higher like Afro tech. Then I moved into a little bit more melodic and a little bit more progressive sounds, like even like Genesis sounds, Medusa sounds, like,
super hot right
Equinox, things that, usually people don't hear with Afro. Straight into like Cream and, those sounds. And then at some point, Stacy jumped in with me on the decks. We did a little back-to-back in the end. And
yeah, legendary.
Yeah. She was like, you're crazy.
Yeah.
What's going on right here? I don't even know what to do. She's like, you're jumping from this genre to this genre to this genre. Like in 10 minutes, you did like 3 genres. Like, what's going on?
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting, man, because of course there's power in having congruence in your brand. Like a venue is known for playing this sound on this night, and that's it. And again, if someone was just listening to this conversation and didn't have any context or wasn't there to experience it, it might sound a bit crazy and all over the place. But at the end of the day, like me, as someone that's in charge of like overseeing how the music goes in Miss Fish, like I can't deny the people that were going nuts, like all around the room, like full circle. It wasn't just, the 20 people that stand in front of the booth. It was like all on the perimeters too, going around the whole venue. Mind you, it's not a huge venue, but still the whole place was going nuts.
The place was packed. There was no place to move. And until the last minute that I played, there was no place to move.
Yeah, and the people don't lie. You know what I mean? So if that's what they're feeling, then the vibes were on point.
And going back to the mentor part, or friends that give advice, those are the little advice that you get from like people that you need to remember always. So, for example, my friend Maurizio EDX, he told me one sentence that stays with me until now. body moving doesn't lie. 4 words, body moving doesn't lie.
Wow.
Don't look at any other thing. Don't listen to criticism. If the body is moving, if you see bodies moving, they don't lie. You cannot
Wow, I like
lie.
that. That's a gem right there.
So I don't care about what people say. Don't move between genres. If I see people moving, I keep going. That's how I test it. If I move up in a genre and I see people are not responding right, I'll go back one song later. But if I see it's good, let's go up.
Wow.
You know?
Cool. Super. Like, again, it sounds methodical, strategic, and it works, point blank.
It
So,
works. There is no explanation for it, really.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah, it's energy at the end of the day.
It's music, man. Music is music. There is no explanation for music. There is no like definition for music. There are no rules. There are no laws. Like, it's what it is.
Yeah, no doubt. Dude, you briefly told me about a crazy story that I wanted to like hear the full on deal of how it came about. So you told me about this set in Ibiza at an after party that went for a real long time.
Oh yeah.
Something crazy like 36 hours, barely any breaks. Was this set planned? How many USBs did you have to have on hand to play that long? How did that whole thing go down? Because it sounds absurd, like 36 hours DJing. It's crazy.
Shit, man. I played in another club in Ibiza, and then like this guy came to me, like a relatively older guy. He's like, come play in my house. You know, I want to pay to play in my house. So I put my manager in a conversation with him. They lock in the deal. We go into the house. I don't see anything about like music, no system, no nothing. I asked the guy, hey, you know, like, where is the system right here?
Yeah.
Like, where is the club? He's like, oh yeah, of course. Go from the right side right here. So we go through like a brick way or something like that, like stairs down, and there is a club under the house. Under the whole house, there is an underground club that was full with people. It was a vibe. No, actually, I just pulled all the music from one USB. And
Come on, for that long?
yeah.
Wow.
And you know, it was a vibe. I kept playing, you know. And it was a vibe. If you know, like, if you see so many people enjoying and having fun, it's like a lot of energy, and you keep going.
Wow.
You know?
So during that whole time, no one else came on the decks? There was no other B2Bs or like you didn't take an hour off or something like that?
No.
Wow.
No. I went to pee, that's it.
Yeah.
You know. I went
But
to
back
the
before the
restroom.
next song had to come in, clearly. So it was a short break.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
If you can call it a break.
when you go into like melodic tracks, even Afro, underground, those can go like 7-8 minutes.
True.
You know, it's a very long time for one track. So yeah, I mean,
Wow. I mean, it's insane. It's got to be a record somewhere. So if anybody knows somebody that's done more than 36 hours.
oh man, Solomon,
set,
come on, Solomon, I'm not even close to him. He probably played like double than that.
Yeah, true. Nice, man. Also, getting more technical about the DJing stuff. Like I noticed at Miss Fish, you really maximized all of the equipment there. Like for example, at Miss Fish, they have 3 CDJs and an RMX, and everything was being utilized by you. Which, I mean, I see it. Of course, it's not impossible. Some DJs do it, but it's very common for DJs just to go left from right. And by all means, I know you can play a great set just going from left to right 2 decks. But I really admired seeing you maximizing everything that was in front of you that night. Super cool.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I believe that music should not be only like left to right, right to left, left to right, right to left. Like it's kind of boring for me, you know. If you're DJing, you need to DJ and maximize and show people live things. You know, what makes you different than others if you don't do something different? You know.
Yeah.
In my sets, I implement a lot of many acapellas. I get a lot of questions sometimes on Instagram after, like, can you send me the track? I'm like, there is no track
There's
like
no
this.
track, yeah.
No, it's
On
just
the spot.
It's just an acapella
Yeah.
and some other melodies that I put with drums or with another beat, and that's what it is. I wish I remembered even what I did. I don't remember because every time I do it the same acapellas on different tracks every time. I never repeat the same acapella on the same track. So
yeah, that makes the experience that much more special for you as an artist, and of course the guests, because they'll never. It really becomes like a one-of-one experience, like that night. Because how can you can't replicate it if it was
you
just
can't
off the
replicate
fly.
it, and that's what makes, in my opinion, the difference between a headliner to anyone else in the lineup. If you want to be a headliner, you have to have something that the lineup before you cannot do. You know, sometimes headliners have 4 or 5 DJs before them. If you're
Yeah.
only downloading music from beatport or from SoundCloud or whatever it is, and you don't have original stuff that you're doing that nobody else can do, you know, by the time you play, everyone played already everything and outplayed you. What can you do? Repeat the music?
Yeah, man, it's so true. And you mentioned this the other night, and it had me thinking, because I went to Ibiza for the first time this past summer, and one of the showcases I went to, like, it was just like right from the opening of the gates, like really good DJs, and they were all playing great music from early. And I was thinking about it, I was like, clearly the headliner, like the superstar, wasn't there watching the opening DJ set at 10 p.m. So it's like, what does he have in his arsenal that's heavy enough to be strong headline music, but that no one's heard the entire night? Like, how do you prepare for that?
Exactly.
And it had me thinking too, because for a while, earlier last year, or 2022, I mean, I was making a whole bunch of like Afro edits. Like I was grabbing like hip hop vocals and then put it on an Afro beat and put it on SoundCloud. And I was doing it for a while. And I noticed that when I played it, when I knew I had that in my back pocket, it gave me more confidence when I was playing. And of course, when people are hearing stuff they've never heard before, they're going crazy. And since we had this conversation
Absolutely.
the other day, I was like, I got to get back into that more, because as I advance and progress myself and play more, I want to have stuff that nobody else has. You know what I mean?
And I'll tell you what, I've been learning lately that even if your music is very special and different than others, it's not enough to just have music out that is good, because I've had, I don't want to call it bad experience, but I've had many cases that I go to the club a little bit before I hear the opener, and boom, they drop like 2 songs of mine that I'm supposed to drop in my set.
Oh,
You know,
I've seen headliners complaining about that.
so
Like, why is the
like
opener playing my
any
music?
DJ that is opening for a headliner, don't play the headliner's
For
songs.
real.
But with that being said, I'm definitely not going to change the industry in this podcast right here. So
Right.
the best thing that he can do is have a lot of unreleased stuff.
Yeah, got you.
A lot of bomb, not pre-mastered, super mastered, unreleased music that is super dope. And another advice for DJs: don't send your unreleased stuff to people, because they send it to other people, and they tell them don't send it to anyone, and then they send it to everyone. So you know, and then some
Snowball
DJs playing
effect.
your unreleased stuff.
Yeah, and then you don't have that exclusivity, and yeah, I get it. I get it.
Look, we're signing a song to Pablo Fierro right now, and Pablo Fierro asked me for the track that is super unreleased. I don't even know how anyone got it. He heard it, he liked it, but realistically, it was not even released. I didn't post it ever, and he wanted it.
Wow.
And we're signing it in February, and we're releasing it in February. It's the part 2 of Sueltate, which is a track that I'm releasing with Randore. Shout out Randore, in Make the Girls Dance, November 23rd. So part 2 of Sueltate, which is called Bailame, is going to be released February
Cool.
on Pablo Fierro's label. But again, it's not released even. So like, I mean,
How's it out? Yeah, how do people have it? So then it sounds like it ended up working itself out, fortunately, but it was kind of out of your control for a minute. Like somebody, yeah.
so going back to what makes a headliner, you have to have something that nobody has. You cannot have just beatport songs.
Wow. Big gems on the Brodie Nero podcast. Let's go. You heard it first, Dean Walker. Let's go. Moving along, my bro. So you explained already what helped you gravitate towards Afro House, knowing Iran, and shout out his brother Darman, who's a friend of mine too.
Shout out Darman.
All the Miami man them. Amazing. So
Cool people, man.
a question I have is, in your production catalog on Beatport, let's say, there's a whole bunch of Afro house, of course, but I also saw songs from maybe a year or two ago that were like in the dance slash electronica genre, and maybe one or two that were tech house. I was curious, the same way we spoke about switching genres during your DJ sets, do you plan to take the same approach with your production releases? Are you
Absolutely, man.
Yeah?
Absolutely. I've been so careful with that until now, and that's it. No more. Now, next month, as I told you, we're releasing like an Afro melodic techno track, EP of 2 tracks with Make the Girls Dance. Make the Girls Dance is releasing an Afro melodic techno EP.
Right.
That just shows you how everyone is evolving and starting to be more open to it. I'm the first one that got Make the Girls Dance to release something like that. It's nothing on that label that is even close to that.
Right.
It doesn't even go with like half of the songs in the label, or more like 80% of the songs in the label. It doesn't even go with them.
Wow. And just so people know, Make the Girls Dance is Hugel's label,
Hugel's
correct?
label,
Which is mostly like Afro-Latin
yes,
style music, Afro-Latin house. So this is a big change for them.
Yeah, managed by Hugel and Juani Bravo. Shout out to Juani Bravo. Yeah, that's more like a Latin house, to be honest.
Wow. Do you have any further thoughts? Like, I think I already know the answer. Like, you don't care and you're just doing it. But like, what's your opinion in the grand scheme of things of artists crossing over in genres like that? Like, what if you're on a trajectory, let's say, of becoming a quote unquote successful Afro house artist, and then boom, you go and throw out a song that's like melodic techno? Do you think that throws you off a path and can interrupt maybe the rapport you're building with your listeners that know you for Afro and the labels that are supporting you? Like, do you think that can be detrimental to your progress and success by switching over lanes like that so abruptly? Or
I'll tell you what, I've been thinking about the answer for a long time to myself, and the answer in the end of the day is I don't care.
Fair enough.
I don't care what people think. Music is the answer. If I like a track that I make, I'm going to release it. I don't care if it's melodic techno and not Afro. I don't care if it's tech house suddenly. If it's good, it's good. Cool. I'm going to release it. I'm going to make sure that anywhere I travel in the world, the bookers know exactly what I do, and they talk with each other and they start talking about like, hey, like this is the way he does it. And as you said yourself, it works. So I'm just going to make sure that everyone knows it works.
Yep.
I'm going to go in my own lane. I'm not going to follow no wave. I'm not going to follow no artist. I'm not going to follow no pattern. I'm going to do me. And if people like it, then I will be successful. And if people don't like it, then it is what it is. But I mean, music is all about your own belief. It's not about following a pattern. It's not a technical job. It's a talent.
True.
And if you're just following a wave, you're not talented. You're just like another robot in the industry. So I'm going to do what I do, and hopefully people like it like they've been so far.
Yeah. Full support, man. Like you said, it seems like people already are. And it kind of reminds me of, I've been following Enelia's journey for the last couple of years a little more closely. And what I'm seeing him is like doing is, so I first heard about Enelia through Afterlife. So of course his music that I heard through Afterlife sounded like Afterlife music, obviously. But the more and more I listen to him now, he's really created his own identity and his own lane, where if you listen to his album, like you'll be hearing some melodic techno, and then there's some crazy abrupt switch that goes in like this fret again breakbeat style thing, which sounds super cool.
Exactly, man.
So I was like, man, this guy's like really, you could say pushing the boundaries, or more or less realizing, are these boundaries self-imposed by us? Because who's really saying, hey, you can't go and make break beats, or you can't make this style because you're known for this? Like,
dude,
again,
look at John Summit. He dropped like a dubstep track right now with
I didn't hear it yet.
Subtronics.
Wow.
You know, the slow down gas pedal.
Yes, of course.
And this is not his music.
Right.
Look at Hugel. He originally started with tech house, Latin house. Now he's doing a lot of Afro house, like the I Adore You, all those new songs. A lot to come.
Yeah.
It just drop what's good. It's all good. In the end of the day, I believe that when people ask me, and this is probably like the best answer that I can give you, when people ask me, what do you play? I say house music.
Right. Or
What
electronic music.
what
Yeah.
type of house music? Like house music, Afro house, tech house, melodic techno, house, whatever house you want to call it, progressive house. I play all the houses. You know,
True. True. I get it. So another question here. If you had to choose between producer and DJ, which one are you choosing and why?
I don't think that there is a choice like this because I want to be a producer that DJs when they want my productions.
Explain that a bit.
I don't want to ever be booked just because they need a DJ. I want to be booked because of the productions that I make. So I never want to be a DJ if it's just a DJ. If
Got
I'm
it.
coming to DJ, I want you to book me because of what I've put out, not because you just book a DJ, because then you're going to tell me what to play and you're going to tell me what I need to do. And if you're booking an artist that is a producer, you cannot tell them what to do. They are coming to do what they're good at and best at.
Got it. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, playing music is just playing music. I don't want to take away from the fact that a DJ itself is vital because they play the music and make the vibe, but I think it's cool that you want to be booked based on your art that you're creating and putting out
Different
there.
jobs.
Yeah,
It's totally two different jobs.
yeah.
To just DJ or to be a producer. Totally different jobs. DJ, you have to read the crowd. Of course, like as a producer, the DJs, you have to read the crowd too. But like, let's say, for example, you're booked into a DJ can be a open format DJ, for example, right? You just have to play some good music and get the people in the vibe, and that's about it. When you have, let's say, for example, like let's go to bigger names. When you go into a show of John Summit, you know what's waiting for you. Nobody goes to John Summit and tells him, "Oh wait, but we want some a little bit more tech house right here," you know. And when you go to a show of mine, you know that you're going into mainly Afro. Of course, like my main genre is Afro and melodic, Afro melodic, I would say, which is also what's written on my Instagram: Afro house and melodic house, Afro tech and melodic house. That's what I say.
Yep, right.
But you know that you're going into an Afro house more or less show. In cases of like, let's say, more generic club that doesn't book artists like that and books more DJs, like it's just like, hey, come play some good music, some Latin, some hip hop, a little bit of tech house, and boom, you got it.
Yeah, yeah. Makes sense, dude. There's something you said to me this morning that I was thinking a lot about, and I think it's an important thing to share for people that are DJing, producing, and actively releasing. And it was something to the effect of, you have 12 chances every year to release music, and sticking to that frequency is important. And not necessarily releasing more than that is important too, because between each release, you want to allow some breathing room for the record to do its thing and perform
Of
on the charts
course.
potentially. Could you elaborate a little bit on that?
Yes, I believe that you should have some space between releases, because first of all, you want to respect the person you collaborated with, if you did, and if not the person you collaborated with, and it's a solo, you want to respect the label also. Second of all, you have to have some time for marketing to let the track grow, post stories, try to create a trend sometimes, TikTok trend takes a minute to create.
Right.
It's not like in 1 week you create a TikTok trend. You need a month. And then once it's like in the explosion process, you can start releasing another one. Some artists, like Darmon, for example,
Yeah.
he drops only like every 3 months, 4 months. But everything he drops is super dope.
Yeah. Bangers, man. What a
Bangers.
producer.
And he doesn't need to drop every month, But he's been a producer for a very long time. So
Yeah,
probably
yeah. I
like-
know a bit about his story, yeah. And I mean, when you drop a song with Madonna, you can let that one breathe for a minute too, right? It's crazy.
At the same time, his brother Ron, he drops every 3 weeks.
Yes.
He's on that routine. Boom,
Yeah.
boom, 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 boom. He's shooting. And every person has their own technique, in my opinion.
Yeah. And it seems like it comes back to what you said, where there's no rules.
There's no rules.
There's obviously some strategy and some logic that has to be applied, and of course, like principles and like morale, like you said, like for example, dropping 2 songs in the same week, different labels. It's not the most considerate thing to do when you're working with other people.
It's just not so. It's not respecting the people that you're working with.
Yeah. Yeah. No doubt.
You break up with your girlfriend, the following week she's dating another guy.
Yeah.
Like, oof. Hold on a minute,
Yeah, let me breathe, baby.
So that's what I'm saying. And if I do something like that, for example, like a remix or something like that, or something that is paid, let's say collaboration, which I don't do much at all, almost. But if I would, I won't necessarily go so loud about it.
Right.
If I don't have to, of course.
Yeah. Understood. Dude, I have a interesting question here. So you've accomplished a lot, big dreams for a lot of people watching and listening now. So imagine 100 plus years from now, I hope you live until 1,000 years old, let's say.
Sure, I don't know.
Let's see, this nightlife thing gets hectic, right?
Let me have another 50 years and I'm good.
Yeah, fair enough.
Calling it a day.
So there's this analogy that really stuck with me when I finished reading a book. This was like 2 years ago, and you had to do these exercises. And they say, at the end of your life, when you're laying there on your deathbed, and we all hope it's very long for all of us, around you is the ghosts of the dreams and things or ideas that you wanted to pursue, but you didn't. So my question for you is, given that you've already done so much in the industry, what haven't you accomplished for yourself? And what is something you can think of that you haven't executed yet, either because you're busy, procrastinating, excuses, whatever? Just a moment of transparency and honesty with yourself, that it's something important to you that you know you need to make happen within this lifetime and even career. Could be personal, music related.
I think I have everything I need right now in a certain volume that is not the volume I want. I would like everything that I do right now, which is like the freedom that I have, traveling. I want to do that in a higher volume. Of course, at some point in my life, find like a partner, like a wife,
cool,
girlfriend, have kids at some point.
Nice.
Beautiful. And at some point when I accomplish my bigger goals and bigger stages, of course, some charity.
Cool.
Altruism. Donate.
Nice.
Help people that need it. Once I accomplish those few things that I told you right now, I'm good.
Nice. Yeah, really cool.
Of course, help my family wherever I can. Not that they need much, but I mean, wherever I can.
Yeah. Nice, man. I was excited to answer that question. I was curious where you're at because, like I said, there's obviously people watching this now that are on the come up, trying to figure their way, find their way in the industry. And yeah, I was just curious what's on the next level for you and where you want to take things.
Yeah, I mean, bigger stages, life partner, and donations.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I like it. Amazing stuff, bro. Pivoting over to the online marketing space and personal branding and everything, you've got a great following on social media. And maybe we can talk about this thing that you brought up earlier where you had said, maybe you can explain now how with the jewelry business before, is that what brought you some online fame and success, let's say? And then because you changed over to music, you lost some followers or something like that, you were saying? Could you explain that a bit?
Everything you do in life has its own followers,
Yeah.
Obviously, jewelry is different following than music. Mm-hmm. When I was a jeweler before, I made some jewelry for really famous people, top artists, A-list artists. Got a lot of followers from it.
So you were pushing that jewelry business brand through your Dean Walker channel as like jewelry? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, yeah. And, once I switched to music, some people didn't like the music stuff. They unfollowed, and
Fair enough.
now we are gaining them back, other people. And yeah, basically now it's different followers. So yeah, of course, like jewelry was very good for me. I was over it at some point, and I started music. Now we are building a really nice fan base
Yeah.
that's
over
growing in every
300K.
country, every
Yeah.
show.
Yeah. Amazing. What type of strategies are you using now to grow on social media? Do you have any specific frequencies of posts, styles of content, things, the way you do things to help the fan base growing online?
Man, I haven't been doing as much as I would want to lately. Now I'm going to get into it more. Definitely viral posts, things that new music that you're showing to your people.
Yeah.
You have to do that.
Got it.
If you do that in original reels, I think that you can easily be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice, man.
Just be authentic,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah, and I mean, there's just so many channels and opportunities to make money and build online. More importantly, like I was thinking of that, the artist, the rapper Russ, and he was doing a speaking at like a bookstore about his new release that he put out. A great book, by the way. All You Need Is You, I think. Or no, it was You the Whole Time. That's what it's called. And anyways, he mentioned something how like just in passing, he didn't touch too much on it, but it really had me thinking how he has a Patreon community that he just shows exclusive music to. And like, dude, I can't even imagine the side income that he's making off of that. So I guess he set up a Patreon account, and then his true like solid fans followed him on there. They probably pay a subscription. Maybe it could be $20, $30, $100 per month. And he just literally sits in his studio and plays unreleased music exclusively to them through the Patreon platform.
Wow.
And when I heard that, I was like, dude, like it's just like the amount of outlets and resources and channels we have to build, connect with people, and of course, as a business, make more money.
It's
like
endless,
It's
man.
mind blowing.
Yeah, it's endless. Like, I mean, it's all about how many people you have in your team as well,
Right.
I'm not gonna say it's not possible to do it from day one, but the more success you have and the more, financial resources you have, more people in your team. And those people are working, I cannot do a full-time job of a social media manager myself.
Yeah. Trying to do everything is damn near impossible.
Editing all those videos and yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a balancing act. And like you said, you got to learn to delegate, hire on the right people so you can focus on the bigger thing, the vision. That all being said, man, you said something too to me, man. We've had so many great conversations just in the last few days. I keep on going back to them.
Yeah, amazing conversations.
Yeah, but you said something that really shocked me and made me admire you more as a professional. So you had mentioned that when you played the show at Miss Fish on Saturday, I don't know if it was after or before you performed, you had gone around, networked, met a bunch of the people at some of the VIP tables, just connecting, building relationships. You mentioned how you have a great team of management and marketers and stuff that are going out doing these guerrilla marketing strategies where they're like messaging people that are in Bali in that moment, and how you do this from wherever you're at. And I thought, man, like, this is something for everybody that's listening to take in, especially if you have a career in music. Like, imagine like Dean Walker, he's already been paid, he's already landed here. He's technically done his job just by going on the decks. But still, even at that point, even today you mentioned you're sending messages, finding people organically through Instagram to push them to come out tonight. Like this is the hustle. This is when you know you're not satisfied. This is when you know you still have much more work to do. So I had to salute you, acknowledge you on that.
I mean, exactly like you said, I was already paid. Everything was good. Everything was signed. I could have came 10 minutes before my set, walk into the club, plug in my USB, and that's it.
Yeah.
I chose to come.
Like most talent do, to be honest.
Yeah.
Which isn't the wrong thing at all. But again, what separates the good from great?
First of all, it's my first time in Bali.
Yeah.
I want to meet the people. I want to see the people. I want to feel the vibes. I came an hour before. I walked around. First of all the tables in this club while I'm headlining are for me. My face is on the flyer. Whoever is there spending money, they came for that flyer because there was an advertisement right there. And if not, and they just came into the club, I still thank them because I'm the headliner. Everything is on me that night. So, I like to pass by tables and say thank you, thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. I hope you're going to like my set. And that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
You're giving me business, I'm giving you love.
No doubt, no doubt. And the other cool thing too is usually when we book headliners, they're technically only obligated to play 2 hours maximum. I mean, contractually in most cases. I was supposed to close for Dean.
Oh, shit.
I didn't get to work that night because he played the whole night, 1:30 straight through to close. Started a journey and took them all the way to the morning.
What was it, like 4 hours?
Yeah, at least 4 hours, probably a little more.
4 hours and a half.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. You just came to me at some point, I remember, and you told me, take off.
Yeah, I think I showed you your phone. I said, we close at 5 a.m. minimum. Do you want to go all the way? You said, I'm going all the way, bro. I was like, all right, cool. Let's get it.
Like, goodbye.
It was a long 3 days. It was a long 3 days last week.
Yeah, man. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah, no doubt. But I mean, it shows, again, the passion you have, the drive you have, again, as being as accomplished as you are and still having that motivation, that hunger to put on a show, to meet people. It's admirable. It's something for people that are on the come up to really take a mental note of and apply for themselves. That's what's going to separate you again from good from great.
You need to know how to keep the vibe going. I mean, a very good example, actually, that we've seen in person is Jamie, the night before me.
Yes.
She came in, and I don't know what happened right there, but they did not inform her that she was going to play that night that she's landing. She thought she's playing my night.
That's right. Yeah.
Within 1.5 hours, she put on a face, went to get ready, and put on a show. She did an amazing set. Shout out, Jamie. I'm so happy to meet you right here in Bali. And we're going to have some big things coming. You're an amazing person. And, man, she put on a show.
Yeah.
And she was ready. And just like you asked me, you ready to play all the way? Yeah, of course I'm ready to play all the way. If I need to play 20 hours, I'll play 20 hours. It is what it is. That's why I always tell DJs, like, you always should be dressed to put on a show. Don't ever be dressed like you're going to the gym if you're coming to another country. When you're coming out of the airport, don't come with your going out clothes like off the show, but come with something that looks good.
Brand,
come
image,
with a USB.
aesthetic. Yeah.
Exactly. Come with a USB that has a good amount of music on it.
Yeah, true. You never know another opportunity. Like, for example, you made more business for yourself talking about that 36-hour set. Like, you played super well at the club in Ibiza, I guess, and whoever was a guest paying to see you was so enthused by and impressed by the performance that he said, hey, you want to come over here, make some more money, and put on another show? If you didn't have what you had on that USB, could you have gone that long, made that money? Probably not.
No, man, I always have all my music on the USB.
Yeah.
I never go with a USB that only has a few playlists on it. I have all the genres. I mean, because I play all the genres.
Yeah.
I have all my music. I never understood, DJs that only have that set for that amount of time, plus a little bit more. No, I mean, like, what if someone asks you for a different song?
Yeah. Yeah.
You have, and of course, most DJs would tell you, oh, I don't accept requests. Yeah, but what if you have a client that spent right now $30K in the club and he wants a song? You're going to play the song. I don't care what requests you're taking or not taking. You're going to play that song that he wants, even if it's Avril Lavigne. You're going to play that because he's spending a lot of money in your show that you're headlining.
Yeah, this isn't like it's not super often, but it's definitely not so far out to expect something like that. I can remember a night at Atlas Super Club, which is the biggest nightclub in Bali, and there was like an Afro Emma piano night on like a Monday, and there was like a super wealthy rich dude from Jakarta that just wanted to hear this one like Indo bounce EDM type song, and he paid something wild at the club, like 100 mil IDR, which is like damn near 10 grand, you know, just to hear one song, right? So it's like these situations can happen. So it's not that you have to have all of this music in every genre all the time, but like, again, have an elaborate archive of music with you, right?
I won't ever accept like money for like a request. I believe it's music, like you know, it's like I'm here already.
Yeah.
But if I see someone that came into the club with all their crew and they opened the big table and they are like investing into this, you know,
Yeah.
then you know I'll play something like that.
Cool.
In most other cases, I see the requests in the eyes of the people already. You know, so I'll go there.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Know how to read the room. Amazing.
Yeah.
Speaking of music and all different types of music, who are your favorite DJ producers right now that are active, they're releasing, they're in the scene? DJ producers, doing both.
I'd definitely point out Cassian,
Nice. Big music. Big room music.
Cassian,
Yeah.
Medusa, Genesee. I would also say Camel Fat.
Cool.
Yeah.
Legendary in the scene.
Those are my biggest people in the industry right now.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I like the type of productions and ideas that Medusa is creating and where they're going. I love the way John Summit is going right now, to be honest. He's going on all these different genres, which I'm identifying with, you know. Genesee, of course, amazing producer. And, you know, Camel Fat is Camel Fat, man. Come on.
Yeah, legendary duo.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got some big records out, a whole catalog, man.
Yeah.
Nice, dude. So as we segue into the last few questions of the day, again, my hope is that this content really reaches a lot of people that are up and coming, DJs and producers, and they can get a lot of gems from people as successful as yourself and other people that I bring on the show. So for this question, I want you to imagine there's a DJ producer that's out there right now, starting to get some momentum, playing gigs consistently, has a few releases on some small labels. What pieces of advice could you offer to that artist that you think could help them advance a little more quicker? So like, let's say they got maybe 2 or 3 releases out in the last couple of years, some local residencies, but they're really motivated right now from an artist standpoint and also a marketing standpoint on social media to really start pushing themselves and get to the next level. Any gems of advice you could throw them?
Yes, I know I'm going to be criticized for that answer. I mean, because most you know, DJs with like that respect are going to tell you, oh yeah, I made it by myself. More collaborations. You have only 12 releases a year, more or less, like we talked about. And you have the choice of, let's say, for example, October release. I have the choice and the decision to make. Do I want to only speak to my crowd right now, or do I want to collaborate with another artist and speak to their crowd as well and potentially get some of their fan base?
Right.
More collabs. Definitely as many as you can. Try to release as much music as possible regardless. Don't sleep on a month of a release if you're starting. Keep releasing, you know. If I have a target 50 yards away and I'm going to shoot 2 bullets, maybe I hit, maybe not. But if I shoot 20, I have a little bit more chance to hit.
Yeah.
So you want to hit it, shoot as many as possible, you know. That's what it is. Shoot as many as possible.
Nice.
Yeah. Of course, don't release just to release. Work on it and put your soul into it. But, you know, once you realize that the more you try, the more chances you have to succeed, then, you know, that's the goal, you know. Especially if you have less than 15 songs out or tracks, I would say keep releasing.
Nice.
Non-stop.
Great advice, man. Great advice.
Yeah.
Cool, man. So in closing, dude, I just want to take a moment to acknowledge you. It's always like bittersweet for me this last year because since since I launched Resurgence at Atlas every Thursday and been working with Miss Fish, I meet so many cool artists, but because of their schedules, they are usually only here for like a day or two maximum, and I don't get to have a lot of time with them. But fortunately, you stayed an extra few days in Bali.
Yeah.
We got you an extra last-minute gig at She's With Us. So, yeah, man, you've given me a lot of gems and wisdom. I just wanted to congratulate you on your ongoing
Thank you, man.
success.
Thank you
Wish you
so
all the
much.
best, man. And one thing, too, is that, you know, some people are going to hate to hear this, but it's the reality. So, of course, it's all about the music, but business is such an important component to this now, and marketing
Absolutely.
too. And you dropped a gem on me the other night, and you said something like, dude, remember that you're a business and this is a business, and you need to delegate and use all the resources you can to maximize your time.
Absolutely.
You know, so of course, everything falls on great music, but great music isn't going to move itself. So I got a lot of great gems for you, man, so I appreciate you. Any closing words of advice that you can share with the people, maybe where they can check you out, any upcoming releases you want some support for? Let the people know.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think we put most of my releases, like,
Yeah, true.
on the line right here. I mean, next month we're releasing an EP on Hugh Gale's label, Make the Girls Dance. It's called I Papi EP. The following month, also on Make the Girls Dance, we're releasing Suéltate. The following month, release with Snoop Dogg. Then we're releasing with Coco, the woman that made 7 Seconds, with Josie.
Oh, nice. Same
Follow-
singer?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And
Which
then
one? The one, because there's two artists,
7
right?
seconds away.
Okay,
Yeah, the woman.
Okay, the woman, got you.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then the following month we're doing Pablo Fierro. So I mean, like, yeah, just have your schedule busy, always busy. Don't have like any square in that, you know, calendar free. Put yourself a lot of things to do. And wherever you see that you're getting too busy and you have the ability to outsource. That's about it, you know, and focus on the things you're best at.
No doubt. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. Brodie Nero TV, the podcast. Dean Walker. Thanks for
Sir.
being here, homie. Love. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. More interviews, more sets coming. Peace, love, and light. Let's go.